Hi everyone and happy Tuesday. Kylene Terhune here, and I thought that I would just share a quick update. I realize I haven't been on here live in a while. I've just shared some posts about what's been going on, but I thought I'd pop on live. It's a nice day, sit outside for a couple minutes and just update you on everything that's happened in round 2 and so far in round 3. So last Friday I had my 3rd chemo infusion and things are going pretty good. So celebratory moment, that marks my halfway point. So I have 3 more treatments. Another positive thing is you can see my tumor has significantly decreased in size. It used to be kind of like out to here, and yet now you can just see this little tiny bump. So that's good. So we're seeing, light at the end of the tunnel. But what has the tunnel looked like? It has been dark. There has been a lot of nausea. Oh my gosh. Thinking about the hospital makes me nauseous. Thinking about getting chemo infusions makes me nauseous. Thinking about different foods makes me nauseous. I'm at a point where I'm really struggling to find foods that I want to eat because none of them sound appealing. So I have plenty of food in the refrigerator right now, and a lot of it just does not sound good to eat. So, backing up though, my 2nd infusion was not this past Friday, was my 3rd, but 2 Fridays before, so it's every 2 weeks. So my 2nd infusion was probably that 2-week period so far has been my worst. The goal really is that, you kind of recover within the first week, and then the second week you just feel normal before you go back. But the second round was really rough on me. I didn't really get too much of a recovery break. So the day after my 2nd infusion, my hair started falling out, and then it started falling out really fast. Like you rub my hand through my hair and it would be covered in. So I did buzz it. You guys, I think, know that. So it's really thinned out, but it's still hanging in there, which is so weird because after the 2nd infusion, it really started falling out fast. And after the 3rd, I've barely lost any comparatively. So I thought for sure after this last one that it would just like those cartoons where it's got all the branches and then all of a sudden they fall off. I totally expected that this time and it didn't happen. So anyway, so the second time, the day after, my hair started falling out pretty quickly, so we buzzed it. And then I was having some problems with my port, and the weekend after my 2nd infusion, I had a fever and had to go to the hospital. So if you're in chemotherapy and you get a fever, your immune system is really compromised. They get really worried about it, and if it hits a certain point, they want you to go to the emergency room. So I had to go to the emergency room, and from there they said, hey, with everything that's going on, we want to monitor you and we're keeping you overnight. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I spent the night in the hospital, which I've never done my entire life, and that was such a bummer because, like I said, that first week you're hoping to recover from the chemo. The second week you want to feel like normal, but here I was going into the second week, being in the hospital, and so that was kind of a bummer. So they put me on some IV antibiotics. They kept me overnight and observed me. I had that day not only a fever, but extreme abdominal pain, throughout my whole abdominal area. And so they thought that I had some sort of infection. My white blood cell count was through the roof. It was 33. And so it was really, really high. So that, and in addition to the pain, in addition to the fever, they were like, we think you have some sort of infection. We're going to put you on some antibiotics. Spent the night. The pain went away. And I convinced the doctor the next day, let me go. He's like, okay, you're eating. I said, hey, can I just take the antibiotics at home? Can you give me an oral antibiotic? And then I can just wait for the test results or whatever. And he's like, okay, you're eating, your pain's gone, everything. Okay, yes, you can go home. So the next day I went home, and it was just such a bummer because the hospital visit and then the antibiotics, I think, just really knocked me down. So I was not as strong going into this past Friday. So Friday I went in for my 3rd infusion, and I was nauseous while I was there, which never happens. So they the first like 3 things that they put in your body is anti-nausea medication before they even get like Benadryl, and then 3 anti-nausea medications, and then they start giving you the chemotherapy. Well, I was nauseous like even after the 3 nausea medications. So that was really hard. It just was not fun. I just don't think my body was quite back to normal in time because of everything that happened with the antibiotics and the infection and everything else that my body was dealing with that time. So that was a really rough round. And then here we go, last Friday, got my 3rd infusion, felt crappy during it, and then just really felt bad that day, like dry heaving while I was walking with my husband later in the evening. Like it was like at that point I really just wanted to throw up, because it was like, you know, would that provide some relief? I don't know, but I didn't. I had too much nausea meds in me, didn't throw up. So that was just really rough, the day of the infusion this time, Friday. But then after that, you know, this time has been okay. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, been improving, been feeling better. The biggest thing now has been just like, you know, like I said, the nausea, like not, like food doesn't sound very good, and thinking about the hospital kind of makes me, feel sick and stuff like that. And then fatigue was really bad. Like, I think it was Sunday. I was really, really tired on Sunday. I was like, oh my gosh, I slept a lot on Sunday. And then the other thing this round has been tongue. So like, the taste has been really, really bad. Like my mouth taste has been really bad. So for a couple days, like if I wasn't eating, like I could taste what I was eating, which was great, but as soon as I was done eating, my tongue would kind of feel uncomfortable and have like a bad taste to it. And so I would have to like have gum in my mouth, which I don't even really like gum, and I don't really like peppermint, like that peppermint gum flavor. I don't know, I just don't like having it in my mouth for a long period of time. But that was the only thing I could really do to not taste a horrible taste in my mouth. And so what I would do is I would like keep it in my mouth after meals and stuff like that. And then this is gonna sound gross, you guys, but you know, you kind of figure out, you just do whatever works for your body. The tip of my tongue tingled as well and was just really uncomfortable. And so it's like you have to do these things to distract your brain. And so there were 2 nights where the only thing I could really do was get like a cracker and some peanut butter, chew it up, and then leave it like in the front of my mouth as I fell asleep. Because of the flavor, it would kind of coat my tongue and distract my brain enough, and it was slow dissolving, so it wouldn't go away super fast. And so that way I could kind of fall asleep without having the discomfort or the really bad taste in my mouth. So just some really weird things, but this round has been better. My tongue's already starting to feel better. It's Tuesday, so I just hope that it's, you know, gonna keep getting better. There's a lot of like indigestion. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm burping so much. It's horrible. We're taking a walk and I burp and I'm like, I'm really sorry. So I'm doing like everything I can gut-wise to help my gut heal quickly, you know, in between treatments, but it just is what it is. It gets knocked down every single treatment. And, you know, there's only so much that you can do to speed the process up. It takes time. So that's not been fun either, the indigestion and everything. But I will be off the antibiotic on, I think tomorrow is my last dose. So hopefully the recovery starts speeding up a little bit more after that as well. So I'm glad that it's done on Wednesday, because Friday is my birthday and Saturday is our anniversary. So I really, really want to feel good this weekend. So hopefully that's gonna kind of speed that up. But anyways, just some updates. So overall, it hasn't been, you know, nothing that I can't handle. Not pleasant, but nothing that I can't deal with, which is good. And you know, overall, other than the day I went to the hospital, no real pain, which is nice, because I know a lot of cancer patients have a lot of actual physical pain, so that's been good not to have as well. But the nausea is like a real problem. So anyways, just wanted to kind of give you guys an update. We're halfway done, and gosh, can't wait for it to be July 19th is my last infusion, so counting down the days.